Have you ever considered the air you breathe could be a silent killer? Yes, you heard that right. The air we casually inhale every second of our lives in Delhi is a ticking time bomb. It's a sobering reality we must confront, not just as an environmental issue, but as a public health crisis of unprecedented proportions. Imagine this, a city so shrouded in a thick, toxic haze that it's difficult to discern the skyline. That's the daily reality for the over 20 million inhabitants of Delhi. The World Health Organization's report has declared Delhi the most polluted city in the world. And it's not just about the smoggy vistas and hazy horizons, it's about the invisible particles we inhale with each breath. Particles that invade our lungs, our bloodstream, and our lives. The alarming situation of air pollution in Delhi is more than an environmental catastrophe. It's a silent epidemic, robbing us of our health, our peace, and in many cases our lives. It's time to face the grim truth: the air in Delhi is toxic. The statistics about Delhi's air pollution are staggering. The city is often shrouded in a thick blanket of smog, a visual representation of the invisible enemy that its residents battle every day. When it comes to Air Quality Index, or AQI, Delhi routinely scores above 500. To put that in perspective, anything above 300 is classified as severe. This isn't just a number, it's a warning sign flashing in red, signaling a public health emergency. But the implications of this silent killer extend far beyond mere numbers. The real impact is measured in the increased rates of respiratory diseases among Delhi's population. It's estimated that 1 in every 3 children in Delhi has impaired lung function, and it doesn't stop there. Studies suggest that long-term exposure to such high levels of pollution can shave off up to 7 years from an individual's life expectancy. This is the reality for over 20 million people residing in Delhi. The effects of this toxic air are not limited to humans alone. The city's wildlife and plant life are also bearing the brunt of this crisis. Birds, especially migratory ones, are finding it increasingly difficult to survive in the smog-filled skies of Delhi. The city's green cover, once a source of fresh air, is now struggling to perform its role as a natural air purifier. The impact of Delhi's air pollution is not a future prediction, it's happening here and now. The prolonged exposure to polluted air is akin to smoking multiple cigarettes a day. Even staying indoors doesn't offer complete protection, as fine particulate matter can infiltrate homes and offices, further exacerbating the health risks. Behind these numbers lie countless stories of suffering and hardship. The statistics are not merely figures on a chart, but represent real people, real lives, and the real cost of inaction against the silent killer that is air pollution. But despair not, each one of us has the power to make a difference. When it comes to combating the toxic air of Delhi, we all have a role to play. You might be wondering, but what can I possibly do? Well, let's take a look at some simple steps that can make a big impact. Firstly, consider reducing your vehicle usage. Opt for public transport, carpooling, or better yet, cycling or walking whenever possible. Not only does this reduce emissions, but it also contributes to your personal health. Secondly, minimizing waste is crucial. By reducing, reusing, and recycling, we can lessen the amount of waste that ends up in landfills, which are a significant source of air pollution. Finally, the act of planting trees cannot be understated. Trees absorb harmful pollutants and release oxygen, making our air cleaner and healthier. A single tree can absorb as much as 10 pounds of polluted air each year and release nearly 260 pounds of oxygen. Remember, every small action counts. Every step you take towards a cleaner environment, no matter how small, adds up, creating a ripple effect that can bring about significant change. We've talked about the problem and possible solutions. Now it's time for action. It's time for us to rise above the smog and make a change. Let's embrace a lifestyle that respects our environment and our health. Imagine if each one of us made a single change in our daily routine. Maybe it's choosing to carpool or use public transport instead of driving solo. Perhaps it's being mindful about not burning waste, or it's as simple as turning off the lights when you leave a room. These small steps can collectively have a significant impact. We all have a role to play in this battle against air pollution. We must remember that the air we share is the same air that our children and grandchildren will breathe. We owe it to them to ensure that they inherit a healthier planet. This is not just about Delhi. It's about every city, every town, and every village that's battling the scourge of air pollution. Let's make it our mission to combat air pollution, not just for us, but for generations to come. The fight against air pollution begins with you. Make a difference, breathe easier, and help Delhi breathe easier too.